Hello everybody, I wanted to do a little post to show 3 things I think every person who practices lots should have. I'm not trying to say that these things that are vital that you need to have, even though I did say these are the things you need to have, but they're very helpful whilst practicing on your own and will help you get to a much higher level a lot more efficiently and quickly if you use them correctly. Number 1, a metronome. These are really good for working on your timing. If you find yourself not quite being in the pocket, it's very useful to practice lots to a. You don't need anything as technical as this. This is really good for if you're playing with drums or if you're playing drums. It's nice and loud, so you can be heard over your own sort of acoustic drum kit. If you can't afford, or if you don't want to spend sort of £15-20 on a basic metronome, you can always download an app, which is great. However, I prefer to have a dedicated metronome. It means I'm not going to worry about wasting battery on my phone or anything like that. So, and it's nice to have your own dedicated area for keeping all your practice stuff. Number 2, a loop station. I find this is really good, especially for guitarists. If you want to practice soloing, you can play the chords and play over the top of them yourself. It's a good way to practice at home without having any of the faff of backing tracks or anything like that. This is the sort of the most basic one that Boss do. I really like it. You've got a rotary visual display, which is really nice, so you know where the beginning of the bar is. You have really more technical stuff like this, but I never really gig with it, so this is all there is for me. Number 3, an amp. Maybe if you're playing bass, you might want something a little bit bigger than this, but you don't need anything too big. But it's very useful to be able to hear what you're playing and hear what your guitar will sound like plugged in, especially for bass. If you're playing to backing tracks as well, you're not going to be able to get that low end, and I know when it's late at night, which is often when I tend to practice, you don't want to be making too much noise, but to be able to have a small amp that you have at a low volume, so you'll be able to hear yourself over like your backing tracks, or if you're playing along to a song that you're trying to learn, this is a good thing to have. You don't need anything too technical or anything too high-tech. The quality isn't the utmost importance. All you want to be able to hearing is what the pickups are hearing. Also helps to put a little bit of reverb on if you're playing guitar, but also helps to have the low end. If you're playing bass, you want to be able to have that low end pumping out, so when you're playing along to tracks or backing tracks or anything, you can hear yourself in the way that the instrument's supposed to be heard. So what have I missed? Let me know if there's anything important that you feel that every musician should practice with. I'm bound to have forgotten something important, but these are my 3 things that I thought are very useful, and I make sure I have if I've got a lot of practicing to do. That'll be everything for this week. I'll see you guys soon.